And
Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Hannah Baker.
And I'm William Traylor, and you're watching NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Tonight we have a packed show filled with events and the latest stories that matter to our community.
Plus, we'll talk about event opportunities for students looking for a career change after graduation. But first, we start this Wednesday off on a more serious note with some breaking news regarding a journalism academic advisor, Lauren Kennemore, and she's been indicted on federal charges. According to WTVA, a grand jury has indicted Kennemore for allegedly enticing a 17-year-old student. According to the indictment, the alleged crime happened between February and March of 2024. Media Relations Director Jacob Bate confirms that the former advisor has been placed on leave from her academic role at the university. We continue to follow up for more updates regarding her legal case. Well, we're going to check in with our weather anchor Celeste Lay for a look at our current conditions as well as some news on what's going on around the country. How are you, Celeste?
It's been a beautiful day here in Oxford, Mississippi. Our current temperature right now is about 79 degrees, and it's just going to get cooler as we head into the night. I'll have more information about our forecast coming up. Back to y'all at the desk.
Now let's take a look at NewsWatch reporter Cassidy Rickley as she ventured out to Oxford's local farmers market to uncover stories about the food and the people that grow it.
The Midtown Farmers Market takes place from May all the way to October on every Wednesday and Saturday in Oxford. I decided to take a look and see what it's all about.
It's about community. Like, we have customers that have been coming for pretty much that amount of time, and you really build relationships with people. It's really something special, and I really love coming every Saturday morning and meeting new people, seeing old customers that we have. And
Hi, I'm Catherine with Farmstead Florals, which is a 7-acre flower farm located here in Oxford, Mississippi. We have 3 self-serve flower stands, 2 of which are on Ole Miss's campus, and we bring flowers of just whatever is blooming and freshest at that time, so they change throughout the season. But they're always in just little pint jar happy bouquets, and they're $10.
Here we have fresh fruit. It's run by local people here. Fresh fruit, there's tajin, chamoy. There's also fresh ground hibiscus tea, rosa de Jamaica, if you know about it. And there's also snow cones, all made with fresh fruit. It tastes really good, especially on a hot day. And everyone and everything will be back here next year too. I know that the market's coming to a close, but it's really, really good when the season starts and it's that hot day in the summer. So, yeah.
Well, farmers market season is unfortunately coming to an end. It is coming back next May and goes all the way to October, so make sure you stop by. This is Cassidy Rickley with NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Slow down, relax, be mindful, and connect deeply with your surroundings. That's the goal of Campus Rec's Forest Bathing event this Tuesday, October 15th. Forest bathing is a Japanese practice that encourages individuals to connect deeply with their natural surroundings. Guided by leaders from Campus Recreation Outdoors and the William McGee Center, this therapeutic exercise has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance overall well-being. Students interested are encouraged to register early to secure their spot for this unique experience.
Have you ever wanted to be on a TEDx talk? Well, now's your chance. Today is the last day to nominate yourself or someone you know who would make a great TEDx talk. In honor of their 10th anniversary, TEDx is celebrating creative work generated on campus by accepting nomination forms. The program works under license from TED, but the X stands for independently organized. To nominate someone, visit tedxuniversityofmississippi.com/nominate. Students, if you're looking to make a little extra cash, listen up. A new heart health research study on campus is paying participants. Specifically, they are looking for South Asian grad students and postdocs to look at factors related to heart health. All it takes is a 5 to 10 minute survey and attending 2 short meetings. All participants will receive a $20 Amazon gift card and getting to know your body composition. If you're interested, check the UM Today campus news section.
Well, as we go forward into the school year, for many students, one question may come to mind. What are my plans after graduation? Well, if you're struggling with finding the best fit for your plans, the Career Center has an opportunity for you. Next Thursday, October 17th, the Career Center will be hosting a career exploration workshop in Martindale 303. The goal of this event is to encourage students to learn how to align their strengths and interests with potential career opportunities. If you're having doubts about which future career path is right for you, you're encouraged to register now.
Well, some fun events were happening at the Union today.
Yeah, that's right. Miracle Week for Rebelthon, which is their kickoff event for the start of raising money for Dance Marathon.
As you can see in the video, the Moral Captains are the ones getting pied, which are the Rebelthon ambassadors for Dance Marathon. The Moral Captains were the ones that got pied.
Dance Marathon is a movement that raises money for the children of Mississippi, the state's only children's hospital.
Check out the link in Rebelthon bio to register for a Dance Marathon or to donate. In other Pi news, a spirited effort to give back, the Sigma Pi fraternity on campus hosted a pie throwing event today with the hope of raising money for hurricane relief efforts. As students gathered outside the Union throwing pies at members of the Sigma Pi fraternity, many students were reminded that fun can go hand in hand with philanthropy.
Today we're here with Sigma Pi. We're raising money for the Hurricane Helene relief cause. So it's a pie, and we've been out here in front of the student union all day trying to raise some money.
As areas are still struggling with the recent hurricane, Sigma Pi's event brought hope and awareness to those facing tough times, proving that even the smallest actions can still make a difference.
As Halloween approaches, NewsWatch reporter Logan Green takes us to campus to ask students the big question of how they'll celebrate the spooky season.
Halloween is right around the corner, and students here at Ole Miss are gearing up for a night of costumes, creativity, and spooky fun. But what's on everybody's mind this year regarding their Halloween costumes?
I'm going to be Princess Tiana. I'm going to be a cheetah for Halloween.
I'm going to be Tony Montana from Scarface. I'd probably be Steve Harvey, Family Feud guy.
I want to be something space related, probably an alien, because that night I have an astronomy lab. For Halloween, I want to be a ninja. For Halloween, I want to be Dolores.
With NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Logan Green.
Later, we have more on election updates and possible ceasefire in the Middle Eastern wars.
Stay tuned for more with us at NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Rep.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I could have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Well, hopefully all of you are registered to vote, as Monday was the last day to do so in the state of Mississippi.
This being a college town, a lot of us are not from Oxford. The state of Mississippi does offer absentee ballots for those who will not be in the county the day of voting.
Absentee voting is available in person at the circuit clerk's office in the county of the voter's residence or via mail. For more information on absentee voting, visit the website sos.ms.gov/absentee voting information.
Speaking of voting, let's hand it over to our NewsWatch reporter Caitlin Salas for more on our election and national news with The Watch.
As conflicts persist in the Middle East, growing concerns come from allies. As of Monday, Israel launched targeted strikes in Lebanon overnight. These attacks would extend the already lengthy death toll. Back here in the States on the same day, multiple communities commemorated the victims of the Hamas attacks that occurred October 7th of last year. As we continue to see these conflicts persist, the U.S. State Department calls for a possible ceasefire. Here's the State Department spokesperson, Matthew Miller, to talk more about it.
We do want to ultimately get to a ceasefire. As I said, we ultimately want to get to a diplomatic resolution. The situation on the ground has changed from where we are 2 weeks ago. And we hope that this change in situation on the ground will change Hezbollah's calculation.
In more news, back here in the States, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signs new gun legislation laws for the state of New York. Joined today by gun safety advocates, including former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. Although gun violence persists in New York, since Hochul became governor, gun violence has began down in the state of New York by 47%. Also, in the course of this year, New York State has seized over 7,700 guns. These efforts will make New York the leader in gun laws across the nation. Some of the legislation includes new laws that take action against dangerous pistol converters that could turn handguns into automatic weapons. In more election news, Kamala Harris makes big strides financially for her campaign. Harris has recently hit the $1 billion mark for campaign donations. After recently entering the presidential race in July after President Joe Biden dropped out, she has proven to be popular against many Americans. This proves as yet another stride over her opponent, former President Donald Trump. For your election updates, we have the possible first and second ladies making strides. Gwen Walz, Minnesota's first lady and the wife of vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, speaks to voters in Beloit and Madison, Wisconsin. This event will mark Walz's 6th and 7th stop in Wisconsin. At these events, she plans to speak to voters about the difference between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris, speaking on their policies such as abortion rights, the economy, and more. Although she is not hitting the campaign trail, former First Lady Melania Trump is still making waves with her new memoir. She debuts this 256-page memoir a few months before the election to give her husband a morality boost. In the book, she describes her husband as having magnetic energy and how they met. She not only echoes her husband's ability to lead the country, she also mentions her pro-choice stance, which comes as a shock following her husband's pro-life views. She even goes back in time to talk about the possible mishandling of the 2020 election. Well, that's all I have for The Watch. I'm your NewsWatch reporter, Caitlin Salas. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Cassidy. Well, bringing it back to Oxford, we are here with our weather anchor, Celeste.
Yes, Celeste, could you tell us about tonight's conditions?
Of course, yeah. We're dropping down into the lower 50s, so it's going to be a nice, cool fall evening. Awesome. And we'll have more of that as we head into the weekend and next week as well.
I can't wait. I love cold weather.
Me too.
Well, we will catch you all after the break.
We're here when you're ready.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
Two flashlights. What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon. Thank you.
Welcome back to Storm Watch. I'm here with your current conditions. Again, it's 79 degrees right now. Humidity is at 32% with nice cool breeze headed from northeast at 15 miles per hour. Now looking at our current temperatures across North Mississippi, we can see that we're sitting at a nice upper 70s to lower 80s, and it's kind of going to look the same as we head throughout this week. As you can see, tomorrow's temperatures are going to be the same. South Haven and Tupelo are at our high at 84 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, we're going to be up in the 80s again, but it's going to be just the same as it was today. Clear and sunny skies with a nice cool breeze. And as we head into tomorrow evening, it's going to drop down to 50 degrees. Or tonight's forecast, I am so sorry, it's going to drop down to 50 degrees with clear skies, and it's just going to look the same as we head into the week. Now we're going to talk about the big topic right now. Hurricane Milton is going to make landfall later tonight. Right now, the models do say that it's going to land around 2 a.m., but that is changing fairly quickly. I just checked on the radar. It'll land about 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. So as we look at the radar, you can see that Sarasota and Tampa, they are getting hit with the heaviest rainfall right now. You can see the eye of the hurricane making its way up to the Tampa area. And as we look at the east coast of Florida, you can see that there are major tornadoes happening, lots of action with this storm as it pushes its way through Florida. Now for those, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to tell you how you can stay safe in a hurricane situation. Now if you are prompted to evacuate that area, do so. We want to make sure that y'all's lives are protected. But as you can see on the screen here, it says stay in your safe spaces from wind and water. Have a way to get weather alerts and forecast updates, whether that be a radio or your cell phone. Make sure you keep batteries with you at all times just in case one of those dies, and you can quickly get updates as they come in. Keep in mind that impacts can be felt far from the coast. So as we're experiencing right now in Florida, lots of wind, rain, and tornado actions happening right now on the inlands. Listen to local officials and avoid travel unless ordered to evacuate, like we talked about earlier. Now looking at our 5-day forecast, we're going to make our way back to Mississippi and Oxford. We can see that looking at the forecast, we're going to be pretty calm, nothing like Florida, but we're going to be in the lower 80s, upper mid 80s, and lower 50s as we head into the night. Monday, the low is going to be 47, which means that it's just going to get cooler as we head into next week.
I was so excited for these cold temperatures.
I know.
We are really getting into that chilly air at
We
night,
are.
especially. I haven't seen a 40-degree night in a long time.
I know, it was 45 degrees yesterday morning
Ugh.
at like 7 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay,
I'm ready
now,
for that.
now it's October.
Me too. Yeah, it's going to be really cold as we head into next week.
And it's going to be cold outside. But coming up in volleyball, volleyball is hoping to stay undefeated with a home matchup against Texas A&M tonight. And the men's golf team continues to impress. I'll have that and more after the break.
Hey, Mississippi,
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Hi. Can I get the Now Bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a Now Bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a Now Bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a Now Bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground out here, Conrad! Get down! Over your head!
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Haley Hood with Sports Watch. Kicking things off in sports, the Ole Miss women's volleyball program looks for a home series sweep as they welcome Texas A&M tonight at 6:30. The Rebs are entering the matchup with a record of 12-3 after a pair of victories over Tennessee and LSU. Ole Miss currently has their most wins in a season since 2021 and have now won 6 straight matches at Gillum. Sasha Ratliff made history on Sunday, taking first on the Rebels' all-time total blocks leaderboard and is on the chase for 1,000 kills in her career, standing at 975. Ole Miss will be looking for their 4th win in all-time series tonight against the Aggies. And I hope y'all are all ready for basketball just as much as I am, because Ole Miss Athletics just announced today all new game day experience for Ole Miss basketball as a part of the Give to the SIP campaign and Ole Miss Memories. Basketball experiences will be available for both men's and women's hoops, and options will include watching warm-ups from the bench, sitting behind the team as a guest coach, lining up for the high-five tunnel as the Rebels leave the locker room, a post-game on-court photo, and a post-game on-court shoot-around. Fans can also purchase video board birthday recognitions, custom messages, and live video board appearances. Purchasing any of these experiences will support NIL efforts for student athletes throughout the season. And taking things to the course, the Ole Miss men's golf swept the field this week at the Hamptons Intercollegiate, taking home their first team and individual title of the season. The team finished with a 54-hole score of 838, 26 strokes under par, and junior Michael Lasasso secured his first individual title, shooting 15 under par, leading the field by 11 strokes. Following this victory, Lasasso was named SEC Men's Golfer of the Week by the Southeastern Conference. He helped lead the Rebels to the first team victory of the 2024 season and first complete sweep since October 31st of 2021. Lasasso has also finished inside the top 20 in all 13 tournaments this fall. And more in golf, for the second straight event in a row, the Ole Miss women's golf team was named tournament champions in the 2024 Illini Invitational at Medna on Tuesday. The Rebels carded a total score of 834, 30 strokes under par to mark the second lowest team 54-hole score in program history. This also marks Ole Miss's 4th time in history to secure medalist finishes in back-to-back events and the 3rd time under head coach Corey Hanks. And once again, leading the way for the Rebels was Caitlin McNabb, who strung together a trio of 69 round scores to shoot 9 under the 2 days. And that's all I've got for sports this evening. Be sure to follow us on X at @Rebel_Watch for the latest sports updates. Back to you guys, Hannah and William.
Thank you, Haley. And coming up, a unique explanation on a recent fashion trend students are wearing on campus.
We'll be back right after this break.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
If words were enough, I would help you bear your burden. I would watch each child of yours grow strong and true. Teach them to read and to write and to sing so that their voices be forgotten nevermore. If words were enough, I would sate your hunger and you would know you are my sister, my brother, my child. If words were enough.
The funny thing about Hannah is she never crawled. She skipped it entirely and went straight to walking and running. She was such an eager little girl. Guess she was always looking for the next amazing thing. I know that Hannah loved every one of you.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Like many of you probably have recently, I have been seeing hats on campus with upside-down lettering. I spoke with Mark Delvadine, owner of Downside Up, a company that produces hats with upside-down lettering, to find out the idea behind the hats. Let's see what he has to say.
My little sisters, they went to Ole Miss, and in my times visiting Oxford, I just found that the community and everything around Oxford was just awesome, so unique in its own ways. So this idea kind of came to me about designing my little sister some hats. And, I thought about how can I make this hat go good with Oxford. So just after a couple designs, I thought the upside down letters were something super unique that not many people have seen. So I sent them those hats and just the feedback was awesome. So ever since then, I just decided might as well start a little shop on it, and just to see the feedback and the community rocking the hats, it's been such a cool experience.
Mark is so appreciative of the Ole Miss community and loves seeing his hats worn around campus and Oxford. Downside Up has been featured on head football coach Lane Kiffin's social media, as well as the hats have also been worn by several football players, including Jackson Dart.
First of all, that was such a surreal experience, super cool. That was kind of the end goal, like get my hats into the big guys on campus's hands, and I started getting the hats to some football players, and then one random day I saw him post on Instagram, and sure enough, it was a upside down Oxford hat that we made. So and after seeing him post that, it definitely helped the business grow, and when the excitement around that hat was awful. It was through the roof.
It was great to talk to Mark about his unique stylization and design of his hats. I love seeing them all across campus. Make sure to tune in next week for your latest lifestyle news.
It's so cool you got to interview him because I've been seeing them all around campus and I'm like, I'm dying. I need to buy one.
I know.
They're just so cool.
What's your favorite? Which one do you want to buy?
I love the blue one that's upside down Oxford, like it has the lettering on it. I love that one. That's my favorite.
I feel like that'd be like a good everyday hat.
Yeah, what about y'all? Did y'all
I kind of want the same one, or maybe a pink one. I'm a very big pink person, so. William, what about you?
The one that says the sip, that was kind of backwards like that. That was pretty cool. And the fact that it's coming from a former Ole Miss student, that's just great to see what our alumni is out doing in the world today.
And now he lives in Texas.
Yeah, that's cool.
Texas runs deep in Ole Miss. Well, that's all we have for tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Hannah Baker.
I'm William Traylor with your latest news.
And I'm NewsWatch reporter Logan Kennedy.
And I'm Haley Hood with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Celeste Lay.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and we keep it local.